Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with random reviews from the Overflow Room. And we are schlepping our way in reverse alphabetical order through Stravinsky at this point. Of course, Stravinsky, only Stravinsky. So we're in the STs. And here is today's pile of Stravinsky stuff that we're going to be talking about. Maybe we can do some more. We'll see. We'll see how long this is taking as we go. Oh, there we go. See? Yeah, okay. Now, what's that way? Not much. See the bins? Those are bins of CDs. And we've moved from the other overflow room that we're going to be dealing with eventually. Oh, goodness. Here we go. You ready? Mussorgsky pictures in an exhibition, of course, with Stravinsky, The Rite of Spring, with James Levine and the Met Orchestra. Remember, Levine made a bunch of orchestral recordings with the Met Orchestra, which was a magnificent orchestra that he built, and no one much cared. And people still don't particularly care. These are decent performances. They're not like such as we should care. But I thought, what the heck, I should hang on to it just in case. Don't tell me in case of what. I mean, it's a good performance. Stravinsky Violin Concerto with the Brahms Violin Concerto with Hilary Hahn. First-class performances, both with the Academy of St. Martin in the Fields under Neville Marriner. Those are really nice to have. Of course, now there's a little Hilary Hahn Sony box with all of her stuff before she decamped to Deutsche Grammophon. I have no idea whether that box is still in print or not. Oh, this. Remember? Zubin Mehta, who just did a terrible Beethoven cycle and who is 86 years old or somewhere around there, and he's not well. And I was so depressed by that Beethoven cycle. I was hoping so much that it would be marvelous. But apparently he's just not physically fit. And it was with the Maggio Musicale Fiorenza, or whatever it is, orchestra, which isn't so great. But this, here we have Zubin in top form, live yet with the Vienna Philharmonic, doing Schubert's great C major symphony, very, very fine performance of that, and Le Sacre du Printemps with Vienna Live, and he really makes them play it. This is really exciting stuff. It's very, very good. Surprisingly good. It really is. The Rake's Progress with Seiji Ozawa conducting, the Saito Keenan Orchestra with, let's see, who's singing? Sylvia McNair, Anthony Rolfe Johnson, and Paul Pliszka. This is very good Rake's Progress. It really is. I mean, there aren't that many bad Rake's Progresses. It seems to be an opera that's been quite lucky, even though nobody much cares for it. Lucky in terms of performance. Everybody does it, but everybody does it rather dutifully. Is it a wonderful, fabulous opera? I think it is, actually. I think it's really a terrific opera. It has, a libretto by W.H. Auden and Chester Coleman or whatever their names were, and it's really good. I mean, it's sort of strange, and it's in English, if we care. These are wonderful. These are wonderful. These are wonderful souvenirs. We have Ernest Ansermet conducting the NHK Symphony Orchestra Tokyo in La Mer, the Faya Three-Cornered Hat, Suites 1 and 2, Stravinsky's Firebird, the suite from 1919, and the Berlioz Hungarian March. It's fun to hear what he does without the Orchestre de la Suisse Romande. Of course, he recorded the Firebird complete with the new Philharmonia for Decca. So, this is just one of those live Japanese things that they seem to have lots of over there. And this one features Stanislav Skrovichevsky doing, this is a hot disc. This is so cool. What label is this on? It's on NHK CD. I don't know if it still exists. Here, I'll show it to you so you can see it. You get Medea's Dance of Vengeance and The Rite of Spring and Prokofiev Romeo and Juliet Suite Number 2 excerpts. Boy, is that a fun program, isn't it? I mean, really, and it's just terrific. I mean, Skrovichevsky did all of this music, commercially and extremely well. So that's a collector's item there. That's a real keeper. Then we've got Ansermet again doing the Stravinsky ballets, which are available in the big Ansermet box, which I just talked about recently. And there's also another box, which I have in here, that has the same stuff in it, his Stravinsky box. Petrushka, 1911 version, Rite of Spring, Les Noces, and the Firebird complete. These are all the Suisse Romande recordings. The Firebird is not the later New Philharmonia remake. These are okay. I mean, they're okay. They're good, but not in any way special. Les Noces is in French, in case you care. And oh, what a mess. Oh, what a disaster. Klemperer, the unauthorized, unreleased, horrendous Petrushka, and the Pulcinella Ballet Suite, which is slow and clunky, and the Petrushka, which is just a mess. He never would have authorized this to be released. The playing is a disaster. The conducting, it was just, at this point in 1967, a few years before his death, about 5 years before his death, it was beyond him. It was beyond him technically, oh God, a sad memento, a really sad memento. Then we've got, oh look, Richard Strauss, the 4 last songs with Elizabeth Schwarzkopf. Sorry, it got mixed in somehow, so I have to save that for later, for when we get to Strauss. Because when you put these things in the bins, the sides aren't perfectly straight up and down, and so they splay, and then sometimes things slot in or fall in accidentally. I don't know how that got there, because there was no Strauss in here. That was just an accident of filing. There are several. The Firebird. This is the Firebird Symphonies of Wind Instruments and the Bartók Dance Suite. And who's doing this stuff? Oh, the London Philharmonic under Franz Welser-Möst. I know, back when he was a thing. Was he ever a thing? I don't think he was ever a thing. But these are good performances. I mean, he was fast and exciting, and that's what those are. Let's see, what else have we got here? Stravinsky, the Sacre du Printemps, and Petrushka with Zubin Mehta. Again, this time with the Los Angeles Philharmonic, or, as we have on the back here, Orchestre Philharmonique de Los Angeles. It was actually and the Circus Polka. This is a French eloquence, Decca, some variety of Universal that put those things out. Oh, Gergiev, who got his ass canned by everybody for supporting Putin. Yeah, well, here he is doing the Firebird complete, and Prometheus, the Poem of Fire with Alexander Tauradze of the Kirov Orchestra. Okay. And then we've got, oh yes, the Bernstein London Symphony Rite of Spring. Is that this one? Yes. This is the London Symphony one. He did it 3 times on disc, at least. There was the early New York Philharmonic one, then the London Symphony one, and then the Israel Phil one. They're all good. This is the middle one. I think actually the New York Phil one and then the Israel Phil one are the best. This may be, marginally less interesting than the other two. The performances are all quite similar, and you've got the New York Phil Firebird Suite. And so Saladin and the LA Phil doing, oh, this is a great record. This is fabulous. You get A Night on Bald Mountain, the Miraculous Mandarin Suite. It's the suite. It's not the complete one. And the Rite of Spring. And they're just exciting as hell. They're fabulous with Los Angeles on Deutsche Grammophon. Saladin, of course, did all of this stuff for Sony back in the day. But, oh, that's good. It's just wonderful. Wonderful. I mean, the Stravinsky he did before. Christopher Hogwood doing Klassistische Moderna in German, Volume 2. So we've got Stravinsky Suites numbers 1 and 2, Tippett, the Divertimento on Selinger's Rounds, Stravinsky Pastoral, and Song Without Name for 2 bassoons, the 3 songs from Shakespeare, an aria and cabaletta for the Rake's Progress, No Word from Tom, and the Britten Sinfonietta. Hogwood, when he did contemporary stuff, was smart. He stuck to neoclassical things that really could have been done just as well without him. And so he gets the credit for doing that. It's the truth. It really is the truth. A lot of that stuff, you just turn it on like a switch and let it run. And if the orchestra is really good, then you're in great shape. And Stravinsky's Symphony of Psalms, 3 Russian sacred choruses, Mass, Cantata, and Babel with Robert Kraft. These are all very, very fine performances. I mean, Kraft knew Stravinsky like no one else. And after the early Romantic stuff, he had few peers as a Stravinsky conductor. So these are fun, and there it is. Wonk. Okay, that's enough for now, I think. We've gone, oops, 10 minutes in, these things always fall over. You notice that? We'll get it to sit up when we do the next batch. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks so much for joining me. Take care.